Success for me personally, I would define in what my personal mission statement is, and that over a period of time I've been able to refine, and that is live well, learn always, and lift others.
Oh.
So that's what is personal success for me.
Hai Vivanians dan para pembaca setia VIVA.CO.ID, apa kabarnya nih? Nah, hari ini kita kembali lagi di salah satu segmen digital milik VIVA.CO.ID, yaitu The Interview. Tapi hari ini agak beda ya, karena The Interview akan dipandu oleh saya, Tamara Amalia, sebagai hostnya. Nah, hari ini saya sedang berada di salah satu perusahaan FMCG terbesar di dunia, yaitu Procter & Gamble, atau biasa kita kenal dengan P&G. Tapi hari ini saya nggak sendiri, karena kita akan berbincang-bincang dengan Presiden Direktur of P&G Indonesia, yaitu Mr. Saranathan Ramaswamy, or as he preferred to call Mr. Sara, Bapak Sara. Hi, Mr. Sara, how are you?
I'm very well, Rara. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time to meet with me.
Thank you very much, sir, for spending your busy time for FIFA.co.id so we can have a little chit-chat today.
Sure, it's my pleasure.
Before we get into this serious question, may I ask, you've been in P&G for so long. If I'm not mistaken, you've an intern?
Yes, I started as an intern.
What year is that, sir, and how old are you?
I started, my internship was in 2001.
Oh, yes.
And I've been with P&G for 22 years. So I would say 22 years young in P&G.
22 years, yeah. How long have you been leading P&G Indonesia, sir?
I have been here for the last 20 months now. So I got an opportunity to move to Indonesia into this current role in July 2022.
Oh.
And I've been here since then.
So 2 years, more
That
or
is
less,
right.
yes, sir. Okay. So before you were leading P&G Indonesia, have you been to this country before, sir?
Of course, on vacations and holidays a few times. It's a beautiful country, so that's what brought me here.
Yes.
And I've also had a chance to travel here on work many years back, about 10 years back, when I was in Singapore on a regional job.
So it's not your new or first time in Indonesia, yes,
No,
sir?
not the first time.
How do you get to know this country, sir?
It's a beautiful country, as I said, that's the first one. And I have had a great time. My family is here with me. We've had a great time in this country for the last 20 months now. What I really like is how warm the people are.
Oh, yes.
I got an opportunity, thankfully with P&G, to work in many countries. And all these places have been good, our experiences have been great. But I really felt Indonesia is the country where I felt settled the fastest, I would say.
Oh.
And that's because of the people. People are really warm and they are very
Yes.
welcoming. And so it's been a great time.
It's a pleasure time in here, yes, sir.
Absolutely.
So it's been 2 years since you are leading P&G Indonesia. What makes you stay for a long time in P&G Indonesia, sir?
Let me share with you how we see P&G Indonesia, one from a business standpoint and of course from a personal standpoint as well. We have got the opportunity to be in Indonesia and serve the Indonesian consumers for more than 3 decades now.
Oh, yes.
P&G as a company, our brands have been here for about 34 years now. And we believe in the future of Indonesia. We do believe from a growth opportunity standpoint, Indonesia as a country has a lot to offer. Indonesia is an important part of our business and an important part of our growth strategy, both regionally and globally as well.
Oh, yes.
And hence from that standpoint, I'm excited to be in this, being able to lead this business here. And as we spoke earlier as well, personally, it's a really nice country. It's a really nice country with warm people, so we are having a good time.
Oh, okay. That makes you stay in Indonesia for 2 years and
Hopefully
maybe more,
longer.
yes, sir?
Yes.
Hopefully more. Okay. So what is your vision and mission as the President Director of P&G Indonesia in these past 2 years, sir?
Let me share it in a few parts. The first one is when we look at it from a Indonesian consumer standpoint, what we want to make sure is to live up to our motto. The P&G motto is touching lives and improving life, as we call it.
Yes.
And we want to make sure, I want to make sure that we really understand what are the needs of the Indonesian consumers. We understand them as consumers, their habits, their practices, and we are able to bring the best innovation that we have, that P&G has to offer, to be able to meet the needs of Indonesian consumers. So that I would say is the primary responsibility that we have. What I also want to make sure is make P&G or continue to make P&G be a force for growth and a force for good from Indonesia's standpoint, which means that we have a role to play in the communities that we operate, and we want to give back to the communities by way of signature programs that we have here. And a personal passion for me is also from the standpoint of our employees. My personal mission is to make sure that I'm able to grow high impact, globally successful Indonesian leaders. I do believe the country has great talent to offer, and that's a personal mission for me as well. So these three would be the three big focus areas, I would say. Serving Indonesian consumers' needs, contributing back to the community, and making sure I'm able to give an opportunity for Indonesian talent to shine.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that's the big three things.
These will be the three big ones, yes.
Okay, sir. So could you share the business competition strategy in Indonesia and discuss the associated challenge, sir?
Sure. As I said, we've had the opportunity to be here for 34 years now.
Yes.
And what we want to make sure is truly understand the Indonesian consumers and bring our innovation by which we are able to meet their needs. And innovation to me is in the land of number one, products that we have, which is how well do we know insights from an Indonesian consumer standpoint. How are we able to bring products which meet their needs? And we have a few examples. Recent examples, if I were to share with you, we had launched a product which is Vicks Jahe Madhu.
Oh yeah, Jahe Madhu, yeah. I'm
I hope you
with
don't have. I hope you are a consumer as well whenever you felt the need, right? And that was built around insights in terms of what do Indonesian consumers look for from a relief standpoint, and how do we make sure that we bring a product that meets that need. Recently, in fact, last Lebaran, we had launched a product which is Downy Pashmina, which is again basis scents that Indonesian consumers like, and we had created this scent for our product which we had launched in last Lebaran. So that will be the first one, which is innovation in terms of products by understanding insights in terms of what does the Indonesian consumer wants. The second one is in the land of communication, and you would have, I'm sure, seen a lot of our communication, P&G brand's communication, right? We want to truly understand how does the Indonesian consumer consume information and be able to reach them. And we all know that digital penetration is high here. So what would be the new opportunities that we get to be able to reach Indonesian consumers? That's the second one. And the third one, I would also say, is innovation in terms of community impact that we want to have. We work very closely with Save the Children.
Yes.
And we have equality and inclusion as a big priority for us. So we do have programs on these areas by which we are able to give back to the community. So that's how I would say our strategies from an Indonesia standpoint are. And to your question on competition, competition is always good.
Yes.
Right? We do believe that consumer is the boss, and we have a lot of respect for our competition, and it just encourages us to do more to understand our consumers, and do more to be able to bring high quality products that are superior.
So, like you said, consumers is the boss.
Always.
Yes. There are many FMCG companies in Indonesia. As we know, there's a lot of FMCG worldwide in Indonesia too. What sets P&G apart and adds value difference from the other companies, sir?
Sure. I'll tell you the efforts that we make and how do we want to approach not just the Indonesia market, but also our strategies, if I can call it, regionally and globally as well.
Oh, yes.
And that is what we call as the integrated growth strategy. And when we execute the integrated growth strategy well, we do believe our consumers will reward us well as well. And it has a few underlying strategies, if I can call them, right? The first one is in terms of the portfolio that we have in the market. We do know that we play in daily use categories, and consumer preference is going to be basis performance. And we want to make sure that we continue to expand our portfolio in categories where product performance is going to be the driver of consumer preference.
Okay.
The second one is when we engage our consumers, when we take our products to consumers, they expect superiority on various metrics. We want to make sure our products are the best that are available. So that is starting with product superiority, quality of the products that they consume. The way our packaging is for consumers. do they see our packaging as superior packaging? When we reach our consumers with our brand communication, is our communication the best that is there in the market? When consumers interact with our products, where they buy, we want to make sure that our retail presence is superior. And most importantly, our customers and our consumers, the value that they get out of our products has to be superior as well. Right?
Yes.
So that is in terms of making sure we have superiority on multiple vectors. Right? That's the second part of the strategy. The third one is, how do we make sure on a continuous and consistent basis find better ways of doing things by which we are more efficient and we are able to invest back into the consumer noticeable superiorities, right? That is in terms of productivity that allows us to invest back from a superiority standpoint. The fourth one is what we call as constructive disruption. We always ask ourselves, tell ourselves, there is a better way to do things. And what would that be? And in various areas that we operate and various aspects of our business, we want to make sure that we are driving constructive disruption. The last one, all of this has to come to fore by our ability to create an organization that is agile, empowered and accountable. So this is what we call as an integrated growth strategy. And when we do a good job of this, we do feel that our consumers will reward us well. So that really is what I would say, what we work on to set ourselves apart as a leading FMCG company.
So P&G Indonesia has a vision to provide branded products and service with the best quality and value to improve consumers' life, as written in your official website too, sir. Yes. How committed is P&G Indonesia to the development of Indonesian society up to now, sir?
Sure. It's a very important part of how we look at our business and our operations in any market, and that is true for Indonesia as well. And that is what we believe we need to do as a corporate citizen. And there are three pillars on which we have built our corporate citizenship action plan. Three pillars. The first one is just the work that we do in terms of environment sustainability. It's an important priority. We seem to be in a location that talks about it as well.
Right? Yes. Climate, water and waste.
Yes, so that's the first part of what we do from an environment sustainability standpoint. And that is across our operations, starting from sourcing to manufacturing to packaging to transportation and even with consumer end use. That's the first pillar in terms of the work that we do in terms of environment sustainability. The second one is the work that we do in terms of equality and inclusion. It is very important for us. We do have programs internally by which we make sure, or we want to make sure that our employees are able to walk into this office day in and day out and be their authentic selves and realize their full potential. And what we also do is try to have programs by which we are able to engage externally as well. We have a program that we are very proud of, which is Supplier Diversity Connect that we have. We do have on an annual basis invite entrepreneurs. These are either women owned or women led businesses. And we do spend time sharing with them best practices. We work with them on building capability on them. And we in fact open up our supplier ecosystem to that as well. So that's the second part of work that we would, second pillar, which is equality and inclusion. The third one is just the community impact that we want to have. And here again, we work with renowned agencies, some of which if I want to mention, we have a partnership with Save the Children.
Save the Children.
I hope you heard about this.
One of our employees is talked about it with me before this interview. So
so that is something that we are really proud of, and our employees are, our colleagues are proud of, right? Since 2018, we have been working with Save the Children, and in fact, the government of Cianjur on programs by which we can combat violence against children. We want to make sure that we are able to create an environment in which both boys and girls can thrive and really realize their aspiration. Right? What we also do is work with other agencies as well, by which we work with underprivileged communities to build financial literacy and also build decent living places. And this is something that we work with our partner, Habitat of Humanity. These are the three pillars: environment sustainability, equality and inclusion, and finally in terms of community impact.
That sums up the big picture of your consumer's life too, yes, sir. Like you said, sir, how significant is the potential of Indonesian consumers and customers from your perspective?
It is indeed significant, and we have, as I said, huge appetite for growth from an Indonesia standpoint. And if I were to talk about two big aspects of that, the first one is what we keep talking about as a demographic bonus, right? And from the time I've been here in the last 20 months, I've heard this multiple times. Today, if you look at the Indonesian consumers, if you look at population from Indonesia standpoint, we have 270 million consumers, if I can,
Indonesia is
right?
Big with their people,
it's
population.
Big and growing.
Yes, and growing.
And of the 270 million Indonesians we see, about 2/3 of them are actually less than 35 years old.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And what it means for us is, over the next few years, successively over the next few years, just the number of people who are going to move into what you call as productive age is also going to grow.
Yes.
Which means that it is great from an economy standpoint, and we also get an opportunity to understand them as consumers and make sure that we are able to meet their needs. Right? That is one part of it. The other equally important part for me is also just the availability of talent from an Indonesia standpoint.
Yes.
And as I said earlier, it's a personal mission for me to be able to create opportunities for Indonesian talent to shine. As we have more people entering productive age, that's going to give us a lot more opportunity, right?
Yes.
So for me, it is about, of course, what it will do to the economy just by way of number of people in productive age increasing. But to me, it's also an opportunity by which we are going to get high quality talent as well, right? So that's the first part, just in terms of just the demographics and what it means for us. The second part of it is in terms of the digital penetration that we see.
Digital.
Right? And
yes.
And as you would have seen, and as a consumer as well, digital penetration is very high in Indonesia, which means that we need to understand our consumers better. How do they consume information? Where are our consumers? And find innovative ways by which we are able to reach them as well. That to me is an opportunity and a challenge as well. And we as a company continue to learn on better ways to engage our consumers. So that's how I would see it in summary. The opportunity is immense, and we have huge appetite for Indonesia as well.
So you've been in P&G Indonesia for 2 years. Can you share some of your proudest achievements and challenges that you've been successfully navigated while you're leading the P&G Indonesia, sir?
Sure. The first one that I'm really proud about is from our colleagues or our employees, P&G Indonesia employees. I'm proud of the number of promotions that we have made over the last 20 months, which are many. That's the first one that I'm really proud of, which is what I have been able to contribute for the advancement of Indonesian talent. I'm also very proud of the fact that we have been able to send some of our people into roles in the region and in other countries as well, because that is an integral part of my mission for growing Indonesian talent. So that's the first one that I'm really proud of. What I'm also proud of is the external recognition that we get from companies like LinkedIn, who rated us as one of the top companies to work with. In fact, we're the number one FMCG company as per their ranking. So that is something that I'm really proud of. What I'm also proud of is the recognition, both internal and external, for our environment sustainability efforts. We have been awarded by our internal P&G regional team. We were also invited by the government as part of the Indonesia Sustainability Forum as the only FMCG company as a knowledge partner. And that is something that I am proud of, because that is a recognition of the work that we do in terms of our citizenship pillar. And finally, what I'm also proud of is what we hear as feedback on our brands. Today, when our brands get rated by consumers as the most favorite brands, so that's a moment of pride for me, and many of our brands feature in that. So the recognition that we get for our brand campaigns is again something that I'm really proud of. So there are many things that I'm proud of what we have been able to do in Indonesia.
Months, yes, sir.
Yes.
What is the challenge, sir? I mean, before in Indonesia, you in P&G India, if I'm not mistaken.
That is right.
Yes. What is the challenge? What is the difference between handling in India and in Indonesia, sir?
Sure. I would say there are more similarities than differences. And we are at a time when our consumers' needs are fast evolving, right? And due to a combination of reasons like how they consume information, how their habits and practices have been changing, the opportunity and the challenge also is to really understand what they want. And as we look at our plans to grow our business, the starting point always is to ask, what does the consumer want?
Yes.
And staying abreast of that, making sure that we truly understand what they want is what I would say is the opportunity. And if you don't do well, then that becomes a challenge as well.
Okay, so Indonesia and India will have the largest population, one of the largest populations. So it's not really different. In your opinion, sir, what constitutes the most effective leadership style?
Sure, I'll tell you what I pursue. And I do believe in most countries that we operate, we have amongst the best people that is available in the industry, right? And that is what our programs are. We need to be able to attract high quality talent.
High quality
As I walk around this office, as you walk around this office, I do feel that we do that. And for me, my leadership motto is to create an environment in which each and every individual who are walking in through the doors of P&G are able to be their authentic selves, and they are able to do their best and realize their full potential. Right? If I'm able to create an environment that will allow, that I would say is a good day. That to me will be success in terms of leadership style, if I can call it.
P&G is also work for their mental health employees, sir.
Yes.
What does success means to you, sir?
Good question. Success for me personally, I would define in what my personal mission statement is, and that over a period of time I've been able to refine, and that is live well, learn always, and lift others. So that's what is personal success for me.
Personal success for you, yes. Sir. My personal question, sir.
Sure.
You've been in Indonesia for 2 years. What is your favorite things about Indonesia, especially Jakarta? The traffic jam, the food?
There are many things that are my favorites from an Indonesia standpoint. If I have to list some of them, the first one, of course, will always be just how warm the people are. And as I shared with you earlier, I've got a chance to live in a few countries now. All of them are great countries, but Indonesia made me feel I'm at home. And that's thanks to the great people that we have here. And I got an opportunity to travel across Indonesia, most of the large islands that I would say, and many of the cities in Java as well. Every city has a different thing to offer.
The unique things in
there are many
different
things,
cities.
right?
Yes,
Every city that I go to, my colleagues, my team talk to me about what is this city famous for in terms of cuisine. What can you do in the city? So we are still exploring Indonesia.
Yes.
So in terms of people, in terms of unique things in different cities that we get to do, and of course just the beautiful places that we can visit. So there are many things that I like about Indonesia.
Which city is your favorite city in Indonesia, sir? Have you been to Bali, perhaps?
I've been to Bali, yes. I've been to Bali, I've been to Jogja, I've been to Surabaya. Recently we went to Borobudur.
Oh yeah,
I
Borobudur.
traveled to Medan. I traveled to Balikpapan.
I was born in Medan, sir, by the way.
Born in Medan?
Yes.
Okay.
But I grew up in Jakarta, so.
Okay, I'm sure you like your coffee then, right?
Yes. Very much, sir.
I would say, I mean, all these are great cities. And I spend most of my time in Jakarta. And hence automatically Jakarta will be high up in terms of a city that at this point in time I explored the most and hence the one that I like the most.
Yeah. Do you have any hobbies that you do, to maintain your work-life balance? As we Gen Z state now, you have to maintain your work-life balance. What is your hobby to do in Indonesia, in Jakarta especially, sir?
I'm a fitness enthusiast.
Oh, me too, sir.
Oh, excellent.
I was going to the gym before and after works.
Oh, excellent. Very good. I'm glad you are able to take the time and do that. I think it's very important. Right?
Yes.
So I do a few things. I love playing badminton.
Oh, badminton, yeah.
And I have a few teams that I play with. In fact, yesterday I got an opportunity to play with some of the ex-national team players of Indonesia.
It's really cool. Do you win?
No, they won. They were very good.
Yeah.
So I play badminton regularly.
Oh, okay,
and I like running as well.
Oh, me too, sir.
Oh, okay. So do you run in Car Free Day? I run in Car Free Day
Oh,
regularly.
I run in from Bundaran HI to Senayan every
Okay.
Saturday, sir.
Oh, excellent. So every Sunday I run. I run from this side to Bundaran High and then back.
Oh,
So I like running. I love playing badminton, and I love reading as well.
any extreme sports do you like, sir?
No,
Maybe jet ski?
we were recently in New Zealand on vacation. So I managed to do bungee jumping and skydiving.
Bungee jumping.
Yep.
It was like an adrenaline rush, extreme sport, right?
It was nice.
It
Yeah.
was really nice, yeah. My last question is, could you please say one or two words for Indonesian consumers?
Thanks for how you have received the P&G brands over the last 34 years. It remains our number one priority to make sure that we are able to understand what Indonesian consumers need and continue to bring high quality P&G products. Thank you also for the talent that is there from an Indonesia standpoint. Our brands have been able to meet our Indonesian consumers' needs thanks to the high quality Indonesian talent, the people whom you will see in this office. And that is our responsibility as well, to create opportunities for Indonesian talent to shine. So, terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih, sir. By the way, I'm one of your loyal customer because I use P&G since I was a kid. I mean,
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Maybe before you were come to Indonesia, I already used your products.
Thank you so much, and we'll make sure that we continue to
Customers' needs.
we'll continue to keep you happy.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak, Mr.
Thank you, Rara. Thank you so much.
Nah, Vivanians, itu tadi bincang-bincang santai kita dengan Mr. Sarah. Sampai bertemu lagi di segmen lain di The Interview. Sampai jumpa.